How's it going, everybody? I am Jason of Jason's Realm here, and I am being joined today by PDF and HD. Say hello.
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 He is very quiet. Let me go ahead.
Hello?
Oh, there you go. There you go. But yeah, we're here gonna kind of discuss, just talk football for a little bit. Take a look at the playoff picture, as I got a whole whiteboard behind me here with the current picture as it stands. So we're going to be taking a look at that, seeing who's in, who's out, taking a look at the rest of the schedules. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, NFL news, we're all ears. We will be open to talking just about anything for a little bit while we're here. But I guess let's go ahead and take a look right now, the way the playoff picture stands. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. There we go. So as it stands right now, we have a few teams who can clinch this week, a couple teams that can clinch number one spot, but as it stands, we have on the AFC side of things, this one's to load, it should be the Bills, followed by the Chiefs, Bengals, Titans, Ravens, and Chargers. Yeah, so here we go. We got the Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, Titans, Ravens, Chargers, Dolphins as it stands. And looking at the way things are, you got a couple of teams, most notably the Patriots, Jags, and Jets that are on the fringe of making a push at the end of this season. The Jags actually now have two ways of making it in, realistically. They could either make it in through the AFC South, or they could make it in off of a wild card spot.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, the way things are looking, we could see the Jags come in as a wild card. We could see them come in with a home game. The Jets, the Jets are not going to make it. Sorry, spoiler alert, the Jets are not going to make it. They're just too far out of it. They don't have a quarterback. Unfortunately, what was a great season got flushed down the drain. So,
Yep.
the way that stands, they shouldn't make it, but technically they're still in it because they're only a game and a half out of the Dolphins and Chargers. But you got way too many teams above you that can win. The Jags can win, the Pats can win. Chargers should have a win this week against the Colts. So should the Dolphins with the Packers. On the NFC side of things, we got the Eagles, Vikings, Niners, Bucks, Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders currently in, with the Seahawks and Lions being really the only two teams on the bubble. I mean, you got the Packers, but I think that tie for Washington is really going to be the difference maker that makes it more difficult for the Packers. Because as it stands right now, the Packers are a game and a half back of the Commanders. The Commanders can do a lot to hurt the Packers' playoff odds with a win. So, but actually, realistically, so the Commanders are a game and a half up on the Packers. If they win and the Packers lose, doesn't that eliminate the Packers?
I think so, yeah.
Because that would put the Commanders 2.5 games ahead. But if we go ahead and take a look, we'll go ahead and go through some of the clinching scenarios, compare that with the schedule, see what we see is likely to happen this week. So we'll go ahead and start off with the Buffalo Bills having a chance this week to clinch the AFC East. Two ways they can do it. They could either clinch it with a win of their own over the Bears, or if the Dolphins fall to the Packers. Well, HD, I'm going to let you weigh on this, because Bills Mafia. What say you on this game? Or this situation?
Well, it's going to be a tough one for Buffalo going into Chicago. Not due to the fact that it's the Bears, but I feel like with the weather conditions that are going to happen, it's going to be a massive, I don't know what to call it. They're expecting 50-mile-an-hour winds in this game.
It's going to be windy. There's going to be snow blowing around, but there's only a couple inches of snow that are going to be blowing, so.
I'm talking about the win scenarios, having to throw it through the air because the Bills are a pass first, run second.
Yeah.
How is Allen's arm gonna go through that wind? Like, how is that gonna happen? And with the legs of Fields and Allen's legs, it's just gonna be a day. Miami needs a get back. They need one game that they can just like catch themselves back up and get themselves back up on their 2 feet. Because right now they're just falling over. They're losing those big games that they need to win.
Yeah, but isn't that like what the Dolphins always do? They get themselves in a real good... It's the cycle of the Dolphins. Play like garbage.
Yeah.
Start playing well. Get yourselves in the playoff picture. Lose key games. Miss the playoffs.
Pretty much.
Almost like the cycle of Baker. But yeah. Though, HD, correct me if I'm wrong here. But the Packers could be eliminated this week, couldn't they? I haven't seen anything officially saying they can, but right now the Commanders are a game and a half up on them. Right?
If the I believe they can still sneak in.
What?
I believe if the Packers win out, they can sneak into the playoffs. I don't
Yes,
think their hopes are over, but if they lose this week, then they're probably out.
Well, no, if they lose this week, they're still in it, if Washington loses. But if Washington wins and Green Bay loses, that puts Washington 2.5 games up. That eliminates them, doesn't it? Or am I missing something? Because the Commanders are 7-6-1. The Packers are 6-8. And the Packers don't have even a prayer of winning that division because the Vikings already did it. So, as it stands right now, the Packers could be eliminated this week. Ahead of teams like the Panthers, Saints, and Falcons, ironically enough. That's what happens when you play in a weak division, you know?
Exactly.
But let me actually throw that elimination scenario in here real quick. Because that was not listed on the website I was getting it from. Loss and Washington win. That's how Green Bay gets eliminated. But let's go ahead and take a look now. The Bengals last night didn't even have to play a game and they clinched a playoff berth because the Jets, well, they suck. They just don't win games they need to win. So we'll go ahead and move on to the Ravens.
For a while.
We'll go ahead and move on to the Ravens. There's 3 ways that they can clinch a playoff berth. They can clinch it with a win, Jets loss, and Patriots loss, which the Jets loss already happened. Or they could do it... So basically the Ravens have to win, and 2 of these 3 teams need to lose. The Jets, Patriots, and Dolphins. If 2 of those teams lose and the Ravens win, they make the playoffs this week. Which, if we go ahead and look at the schedule, so who do the Ravens play this week? The Ravens are playing the Falcons, which they... Well, hold on, let's see. What's happening with Lamar Jackson? Is he playing this week? Or is he still questionable? Let's see here. Nope, Lamar Jackson is ruled out. So, and there's a lot of talk about a trade with Lamar Jackson. That'll be interesting. But just looking at it, the Ravens, with Tyler Huntley, they could lose. Maybe a hot take here, but I think Desmond Ridder can get his first win this week. If with Lamar being out. Do I see it likely? Not necessarily, because the Ravens they have power in other areas. But let's assume they win. The Dolphins play the Packers. And the Patriots play the Bengals. So, in all reality, the Ravens should clinch a playoff berth this week. I don't know what you guys think, but looking at it, the Jets already lost. The Patriots play the Bengals. You know?
I think they have a shot.
And I mean, yes,
they have a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the Packers are playing, or the Dolphins are playing the Packers, but realistically, I think the the Ravens all but win it, or all but clinch a playoff berth, so long as they win.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead. We'll move on to the Chargers. There's only one way they can clinch a playoff berth, and it is still alive after Thursday Night Football. They need to win, have the Jets lose, have the Patriots lose, and have the Raiders lose. Well, the Raiders playing the Steelers could go either way. In all reality, it could go either way. The Steelers are going to be playing with heavy hearts, as Franco Harris unfortunately passed earlier this week. So they're going to be playing for Franco.
Did they have a reason why Franco was just all very sudden?
They are not giving a reason.
Yeah.
But he passed on Wednesday overnight.
Yeah, they were going to dedicate it to him, too.
Well, that's what they were doing, because it was the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception against the Raiders.
I know.
So they were gonna honor it, and they're still gonna honor it and retire his number.
They're retiring his jersey.
Yeah, they're retiring his jersey and honoring it. But it was just kind of unfortunate that he passed just a mere 3 or 4 days before the actual thing. And actually, he did an interview less than 5 hours before he passed. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. So the Steelers will be playing with heavy hearts, so I think the Raiders should lose. It all comes down to the Patriots-Bengals. So, and who do the Chargers play this week? They play the Colts. That's almost a free win. So realistically, if the Patriots lose, we could see 2 teams clinch in the AFC and give it just one team having to clinch, one spot left in the AFC after this week. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the Eagles. They can clinch the NFC East and the number 1 seed with a win or a Vikings loss. Eagles playing the Cowboys and Vikings playing the Giants. So the Vikings should get a win there in all reality. They're not going to lose to the Giants. So
unless Kirk Cousins pulls off another Kirk Cousins or something like that.
They're not playing in prime time, so they're not going to lose. Kirk Cousins is amazing outside of prime time. Put him in prime time and he sucks, but anywhere else he's actually pretty solid. But just looking at it, the Vikings should get a win. So it's all going to come down to, can the Eagles beat the Cowboys without Jalen Hurts? But that being said, the Cowboys have really been sucking recently. They lost to the Jags, almost lost to the Texans. They could very easily lose this game against the Eagles, even without Jalen Hurts. So, that's the funny thing.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing. This week is going to be really good. Really good to watch. So let's go ahead. We'll move on to the New York Giants. They have 3 ways of clinching a playoff berth this week, but it all starts with a win. And then you need to have 2 of these 3 teams, the Seahawks, the Lions, or the Commanders, all lose. So the Giants playing the Vikings, probably not going to win, but let's say they do for sake of argument. The Lions are probably going to win because they play the Panthers. The Commanders are playing the Niners, which is going to be potentially a close game. And the Seahawks are playing the Chiefs, another potentially close game. So we're looking at possibly 2 close games, which means I don't think the Giants will clinch this week. And if we look here, if we look now at the way the rest of the season is going to go, I mean, I don't know what it's going to look like here. Realistically, the Giants are going to need to get that 9th win somewhere in order to secure the playoff spot. But who's that win going to come against? Who do the Giants play? Let's see. They play the Colts and the Eagles, so they probably get a win against the Colts. Is probably where they pick up that last win. So New York should be fine because of their win over the Commanders.
I honestly thought they were going to tie again in that game.
No, they're not going to tie twice. It's ridiculous.
Thought about it.
But Dallas, we'll go ahead and move on to Dallas here. So Dallas has one way and one way only to clinch the number 5 seed, where they can't go up any higher, but they can't go down any lower. They need to lose and have the Giants lose. So they say, oh, actually, if I look at it here, let's take another look. So the Giants are sitting at 8.5 wins. The Cowboys are at 10. So really, no. The Cowboys can't clinch the number 5 seed this week. They can't. So let me actually take that out. I just realized this right now. I'm like, no, they can't. Because even if both of these teams lose, the Giants are still only a game and a half behind the Cowboys. So if the Cowboys lose out and the Giants win out, they both end up hitting. Let's say they both lose and then they win out. The Cowboys lose out. The Cowboys have 10 wins. The Giants end up with 10 wins, but they have that tie. So we'll go ahead and move on then to elimination scenarios this week. Some of the more juicier things this week. As we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. 8 teams can be eliminated this week from playoff contention. And some of these teams had a lot of ways of being eliminated. Like the Steelers going into this week had 8 ways to be eliminated. That is now down to 5. But we'll go ahead here and start off with the New Orleans Saints, sitting right now at 5-9, playing the Browns. If they lose and the Bucs win, they are eliminated. Because the only hope, and that goes for all the NFC South teams. All the NFC South teams can only make the playoffs now by winning the division. So, the way things are standing, you got the Saints with a Bucs win and their loss is eliminated. You have the Falcons in a similar boat. They need the Bucs to win. And basically them being eliminated starts with a loss for the Falcons. And if the Buccaneers win, they're eliminated. If the Bucs tie, you need a Panthers win or a Panthers tie and Saints win to eliminate the Falcons. Or even if the Bucs lose, you need a Panthers and Saints win, and that does in the Saints or the Falcons. So there's a lot of ways for the Falcons to be eliminated. And in all reality, let's take a look here. So the Buccaneers, who are they up against this week? The Cardinals. I see them probably winning that. And if they don't win, they should be fine, though. Because the Panthers are playing the Lions. They shouldn't beat the Lions. In all reality. Oh, boy. What say you guys on some of this stuff?
I honestly think the Cowboys are going to probably not get the 5 seed based on how they've been playing. They play down to competition, even though I'm a fan of the team, but
yeah, of course you're bringing back
I still
the
get
Cowboys.
I have to bring up the Cowboys.
We're talking. Well, we already moved on past the Cowboys. You had your chance to say something about it.
I was waiting for you to finish. I was waiting for you to finish.
Feel free to kind of interrupt me before I move on and say, hold on, I got some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time I'll...
Cowboys fans at their finest.
Nice one, HD.
Bringing up the past. Heyo.
But the Packers this week on the verge of being eliminated with a loss to the Dolphins and a Commanders win over the Niners, which is possible.
Ooh.
It's possible. The Commanders have their backs against the wall. We're going to see this week what this Washington team is made of. Are they a team that's going to bend and break at the will of anyone else? Or are they going to be able to play with their backs against the wall and fight back and manage to pull a win out whenever they need it? You know?
And went.
I mean, I'm looking forward to watching that game. because right now the Commanders have their backs against the wall. They need a win. They're only half a game up on the Seahawks.
I want to know how Brock Purdy is going to go against a better defense because most
Yeah,
of the
and
defense he's played against are
and we'll get to see how he plays against a good pass rush because you know who's coming back this week. Chase Young.
Chase Young.
So we'll get to see how he does against one of the best young pass rushers. Or one of the most hyped, I should say. Not quite the best because you haven't seen much of him, but one of the most hyped young pass rushers this league has to offer.
People argue that the Buccaneers have one of the best defenses. Not this year.
I mean, early on they did.
Early, yes, but then they just fell apart.
Yeah, earlier in the year they had one of the best defenses. I remember picking them up in fantasy and getting like a free 10 points plus from my defense.
They fell apart, and I don't. That was sad to watch.
Yeah, they ain't gonna be winning one of these the way they're playing. Yeah, it's a fake. It's a fake.
It's a fake Lombardi trophy. What is it?
No, it's a ring.
3D printed.
No, it's a ring. I bought a fake Pirates World Series ring a couple years ago, like 5 years ago.
Yeah, bringing up MLB to NFL, man.
Hey, man, they're similar enough in the rings, okay?
I mean, if you want to bring up past, I'll pull up my Denver Broncos Super Bowl ring.
The Pittsburgh Pirates gonna win the Super Bowl.
Pittsburgh. I mean, do better than the.
What are you guys on?
Steelers. I don't know. At least we're not Cowboys, man. Bingo.
Oh my god.
True that,
bro.
HD.
I just don't get it.
Well,
The
PDF,
Cowboys.
you know what my top
You don't
sneaky
get it.
plan was whenever the Giants lost? Oh, even someone in chat. We got someone in chat. DeMarco Willis says Cowboys so trash.
Yeah!
Not giving PDF a break. Let's go. But you know what I was about to do, PDF, whenever the Cowboys were supposed to lose to the Texans?
Throw
When you were gonna come over for the stream, I was gonna have like a Texans shirt or like a Texans jersey or something Texans related, just to remind you of that loss.
Technically, you can still wear it because they didn't cover the spread.
True.
Wasn't it 14 or 17 points?
Yeah, it was 17 point underdogs. But yeah, DeMarco also saying that
when you play down the
3-point win, eh,
competition.
bud?
But we also got DeMarco saying that the Giants are worse, though, and that is true. The Giants are major frauds this year. They have not played up in games that really mattered. And they're going to get exposed this week. They are going to get exposed. I'm looking forward to watching it. But we'll go ahead here. DeMarco asking who my team is. My team is the eliminated Rams. Kind of tough year to watch, but Baker touchdown maker is making touchdown souffles hopefully against the Broncos. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I will return.
I'll be back
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, the Rams not looking too hot this year, unfortunately. But then we had HD who just left. He is a Bills Mafia member. And PDF is a Cowboys fan. So we keep ripping on him every week.
Unfortunately.
Okay, let me go ahead here and move him in. Welcome back, HD. So DeMarco, I'm assuming Niners fan? I'm assuming Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Gold digger.
Yep.
No.
Yep, 49ers. Y'all got our number. Except in the games that it counts. In games that really matter, you don't got our number. I'm just saying. Y'all should have beat us. Y'all had many chances to beat us in the NFC Championship game last year and didn't. So.
Bro.
I'll take 10 losses in the regular season to go to a Super Bowl and beat you guys on the way to it and win. Fair trade. But I'm just looking forward. I'm kind of, but also not looking forward to the AFC playoff picture this week. It is a whole bumblecluck of so many elimination scenarios.
Bumblecluck. That's a new word. Welcome to Jason's vocabulary. Bumblecluck. Huckledoo.
Browns and Beers saying AFC is rough. That is true. DeMarco saying, nah, y'all only beat us that one time last year. I'll give y'all that. But yeah, the AFC is going to be so interesting to watch because there's so many ways that teams can be eliminated. Like, you got the Colts are eliminated with a loss and tie, or loss or tie, or a Titans win or tie. So the Jags already won, so that's already been met. The Jets have a couple of ways of being eliminated. Now, the Jets is a real complicated way. DeMarco saying who do we got winning the Super Bowl? Well, I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna let PDF and HD take over on that.
At the beginning of the season, I thought the Dolphins had a solid chance, but it just crossed my mind when they were 3-0 and they beat the Bills. That was my first thought. Oh, the Dolphins have a solid chance here.
Yeah. HD, who you got?
But now, let me guess, Bills Mafia.
Probably. Probably.
No.
Who do you got?
I do not see it happening.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The Bills can't win a Super Bowl. Every time they make it, they gotta choke it.
Boy, I love the Super Bowls. That's what Bill stands for anyway, so. Honestly, I have a matchup. I have at least two matchups in my mind.
Okay.
Bengals, 49ers, Chiefs, Eagles.
You know, there's a team I would love to see win the Super Bowl this year, but it's not going to happen.
Lions.
Yes. I would love to see the Lions go all the way just for the lulz. The Lions are the kitty go meow of 2022, okay? Last year it was the Bengals. This year it's the Lions. Kitty go meow. With Jared Goff.
Oh, kitty go rawr now.
But in all reality, out of the big contenders, I can see flaws with a lot of them. The Niners, the quarterback. I mean, Brock Purdy, he's not bad, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, we haven't seen him really go up against a true defense.
Well, that's because the Niners have the number one defense in the league.
That's why I'm saying the defense is going to carry them all the way.
Yeah, the defense will carry if they end up getting there.
I mean, if the Cowboys have somewhat of a good defense, but I don't know.
The Cowboys ain't gonna win any more Super Bowls. It was a rule. It was a rule that they were only gonna win in 1995, and that's it.
Okay, at some point we oughta win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you'll win Super Bowl 132.
In 2095.
2095 will be 93 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, DeMarco talking about Big Cock Brocky. Yes, sir. Wait, okay, hold on. I'm curious. Why are the Niners quarterbacks all nicknamed off of, like, porno stuff? Like, seriously. No, not that one. But you had, like, there was, like, a nickname related to that. Oh, hold on.
Kaepernick.
Let me see here.
Alex Smith.
Let me pull it up here. Cause you had. Hold on, let me pull it here. Cause they had some really interesting nicknames for their quarterbacks. Like, hold on, let me pull it up here. So you have. Let's see here. I'm not seeing it, but just trust me on this. Look it up if you want to. There's very, very interesting names for their quarterbacks. But if we look here, realistically, what I would expect to see, I'm gonna pick an underdog this year. I'm gonna say Lamar gets back, gets real healthy. I'm gonna pick the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl for the AFC.
Oh boy. Even though you grew up in Yinzer land.
I know. I'm very.
Ravens 49ers rematch.
And the power. Oh no, the power is not going to go out.
I have an idea.
What?
It's 2022. It was 2012 with the Ravens 49ers Super Bowl.
So every
Ravens
10
have
years.
A quarterback that's been around for a while. Ravens have a quarterback that's been around for a while, and the 49ers have a young quarterback that's taking over for an injured veteran. 49ers have a good tight end. 49ers got a wide receiver core. They got a running back, and the Ravens have a mediocre team like they did when they went that year. But they had a decent defense. Why is this looking like 2012?
Wait, weren't the Lions actually like somewhat decent though that year as well?
Yeah, they had Stafford.
So what's going? Is this 2012 too? So we got Brown saying, "Nah, I can't trust the Ravens to get past the divisional round with Greg Roman." I'm not saying they will, but I'm gonna pick them as the underdog. I'm saying that they have a shot if Lamar's able to come back soon and be healthy and play lights out. They very well could make a push. I could
If
see.
they make the Super Bowl, Lamar's going back to Baltimore. If they don't, he's probably leaving.
True. Where could he go though? Maybe.
I say
Maybe Tennessee?
Trade Prescott to Baltimore and have Lamar Jackson come to Dallas.
That's a downgrade.
Yeah.
Downgrade.
But you know what I could see? I'm not sure, but looking at teams who need a quarterback, maybe Washington would be an interesting landing spot for Lamar.
Here's what I want to see. This is my personal opinion. I want to see the Seahawks with that many draft picks that they have. When the draft hits, trade for Lamar with your first round picks. You're gonna have a good wide receiver core with DK Metcalf and Lockett. You have a young team around you. The Ravens aren't building around Lamar at all.
Right. They're building up
But
the
the
defense
Seahawks
and letting
can get
Lamar
going.
do his own thing.
Exactly. With the Seahawks, they're building around a quarterback. And I feel like with Lamar on that team, they can honestly make a run.
Yeah, I mean, if we wouldn't be looking at a Brady return to New England with Gronk, I would say maybe New England would be an interesting fit. See what he can do in Bill Belichick's system. But,
No.
you know, you have a big talk right now of Gronk and Brady reuniting in New England again. Gronk
Please
saying
no.
he's getting bored. Brady saying that it has to end that way in New England the way it started.
Please no.
Oh, I don't want to see that, but it looks like it's coming more and more likely. Is the unfortunate
What's
thing.
next? Julian Edelman coming back too?
Danny Amendola? Anyone?
No.
Randy Moss?
What's next? Terrell Owens?
Randy Moss coming out of retirement?
Terrell Owens actually does want. He wants to still play.
Please no. The Patriots already did too much. Please no.
The only thing standing in between the Patriots and the Super Bowl is the Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine Tom Brady beating both of them and then winning a Super Bowl with New England and then retiring.
Probably. That's probably what's going to happen. He's probably going to go... Because you know what he said a couple weeks ago. He's like, oh, they were joking about him going back with Belichick in New England. He's like, it has to end that way.
They're joking around.
Is Dan Snyder willing to drop the bag, though? If Washington gets a new
Okay.
owner who wants to make a splash, I could see Lamar going there. Lamar going to one that Deshaun level guaranteed money. Yeah, that was the big thing that was holding back the contract negotiations. Was he wanted that Deshaun guaranteed, but nobody's as stupid as the Browns to make that kind of a deal. You know,
Only in Ohio.
especially with a quarterback like Lamar. I'm not saying that Lamar's bad, but the thing is, Lamar is one bad knee injury away from becoming RG3. You know?
Speaking of injuries,
Shoot.
what sucks is I'm going back to Buffalo, but this is because of injury. Josh Allen's elbow. I feel like with what's going on with him, if he gets surgery in the offseason, he has to find a whole new way to throw. It's his UCL. That's why pitchers have to get off the mound because of that right there in their elbow. If that's gone, your career is basically over.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see what Lamar could do in Washington's system. I mean, they already have a pretty decent defense. He has some underrated weapons with Scary Terry. You know?
Not so scary, Terry.
But no, I'm just saying, I would love to see that experiment. Lamar to Washington? I mean, who wouldn't want to see that? Except for PDF, who's in the NFC East.
Lamar to the Colts.
Who would he have to throw to? I mean, who? Maybe Michael. Yeah, Michael Pittman. That's about it. Jonathan Taylor, whenever he's healthy.
That would be a mean duo in the backfield. Run a bunch of RPO with Taylor and Lamar.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow night, the game tomorrow night between the Steelers and Raiders is going to have so much on the line. Like, just looking at it here, the Steelers have 5 ways of being eliminated. The Raiders got 4. And it all comes down to Sunday night or Saturday night. The Steelers can be eliminated with a loss, or if they tie, you need the Chargers to win or tie, and either New England or Miami to win or tie. And even if the Steelers win, they can be eliminated with a Chargers win and a Miami win, or New England win and Miami tie. Meanwhile, the Raiders, they can't be eliminated with a win, but if the Raiders lose, they could be eliminated with a Chargers win or tie, and either a Patriots or Dolphins win or tie. Then you got, with a tie for the Raiders, a Chargers win, and either a Patriots win, and Dolphins tie, or just a Dolphins win eliminates them too. So, that Saturday night football game is going to have a lot on the line. I'm excited to watch it. You know? Sucks I might not be able to stream coverage of that because I might not be back in time, but it's going to be a really good game to watch. You know, I mean, looking at there's just so much on the line for both of these teams that are fringe playoff contenders. So it's going to be an interesting day on Saturday. But looking at the way things stand, the Cowboys, they're going to have an easy first round game that they'll somehow manage to blow. You know? They'll somehow manage to blow it.
Dude. All the years they could have done something all undone by a coaching staff that's gone toxic.
What'd you expect? You hired Mike McCarthy.
Even though Cowboy analysts say he's a good coach, and you give him credit, which I don't know. I'm just a hopeless, sad Cowboys fan. I'm pessimistic.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But I am looking forward for Week 18. I'm ready to see that Steelers Browns game.
This season went by fast.
So, Browns and Bears, how does Cowboys over Lions in the wild card round even happen? Because what would have to happen would be the Eagles are going to clinch the division. There's no way the Eagles fall from that division and lose it. I mean, they theoretically can, but realistically, the Eagles should have that division on locks. It looks like the Cowboys will have the number 5 seed, so they'll play the... Yeah, it looks like they're more than likely to play the winner of the NFC South. Which I would just find it comedic if the Panthers somehow win that division at 7-10 and manage to beat the Dallas Cowboys and eliminate them first round.
Yeah, and then it gets smoked in the second round by the Eagles.
Yeah.
It'd be
Well, no, they
biggest
wouldn't play
comedy
the
show on
Eagles.
earth.
They wouldn't play the Eagles in the second round unless the Giants and
they would.
unless the
Will they?
Giants and Commanders also lose. Because assuming because what would have to happen in order
I
for them
saw
to
the
play
playoff. Oh, I'm referring to the playoff picture right now.
right, but if Carolina makes the playoffs, they'll make it at the 4 seed. Which means they'll play the winner, or they'll play 4-5, and if they win as the 4 seed, then they'll play the Eagles if and only if the Vikings and Niners both win. Assuming the playoff picture stands as it is. You know?
Panthers would get
So the
decimated by
6 and
Eagles.
7 seed would have to lose. Otherwise, they could play the 6 seed. You know? The Panthers could end up playing the 6 seed, whoever that ends up being, more than likely the Giants. So, that's going to be something interesting to watch, though. And, you know what
Imagine the Panthers winning the Super Bowl.
But you know what I want to talk about real quick? The fall from grace in the AFC South, man. The Titans were the number 1 seed last year at 12-5. And now they might miss the playoffs entirely and not even win the division. That would be interesting. I mean, we could see the Jaguars winning that division. And the way they're playing, it's possible. Like, if I look at the Jaguars here, their last couple games. So next week, the last week they played the Titans, week 18. Week 17, the Jags will end up playing, once this loads, the Jags will play...
Against the Colts.
Is it the
Or did
Colts?
They already played each other.
No, I thought they played the Colts.
Hey, look.
I'm pulling it up right
18,
now.
correct?
Week 17. Week 18 is the Titans.
17?
Yeah, 17.
Week 17 is Texans.
Texans?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see the Jags winning out. I could see them beating the Texans. I could see them then potentially going on and beating the Titans. So, all that needs to happen is the Titans lose one game, and the Jags could do it. But actually, hold on. The Jags and Titans, when they played earlier, who won the first round of that? Was it the Jags?
Jags won like 38-20.
They did? So
Against the
all
Chargers,
that
yeah.
all that needs to happen is week 18 the Jags need to win. And they clinch the division. Almost pretty much. You know? Cuz week 17 is almost irrelevant. Cuz the only way it becomes relevant is if the Titans win this week. If the Titans win this week, then week 17 becomes relevant when they play the Cowboys. But if the Titans lose this week, okay, that puts the Titans at 7-8, tied with the Jaguars. And actually, no, week 17 is irrelevant no matter what. Because let's say even they win this week and win next week, then they're up to 9 wins. So it becomes relevant if the Jags lose next week. But so long as the Jags do what the Titans do next week, they can win the division week 18. And week 17 becomes irrelevant if they do the same thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this week shakes out, though. Right now, we have technically 26 teams. We had 27 teams going into this.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, the Colts already got eliminated?
Colts got eliminated last week. I think.
No. No, they got eliminated
because there's
yesterday. But how?
the Jaguars win.
Yeah, but I
The
thought
Jags win.
Yeah, but I thought that for the Colts to be eliminated, you needed a Jags win or tie and a Titans win or tie.
No, because the Jags sweep the Colts.
They did so. But then the way it stands here, the Jags are 7-8. Oh, okay. So the Jags swept the Colts then. Okay, yeah. Wait, I thought the Colts won the second bout though.
Let me look, because I have a whole thing. What week did they play?
I don't know. But right now, assuming the Colts win out and the Jags lose and then tie the last week, they'll both be 7-9-1. So unless the Jags swept the Colts,
No, Jags didn't sweep the Colts. They're 1-1 against each other.
yeah.
But,
So
no, because the Colts with the tie is what made them out. The tie with the Texans.
not necessarily, because let's say that's why I'm confused though. Because if you watch this here, let's say let's say the Colts win out, okay. The Jags lose next week. The Colts or the Titans lose this week and next week. Then when the Jags play the Colts, if they tie, the Jags, Colts, and Titans all have the same record at 7-9-1. So I don't get how the Colts were already eliminated.
Finding a way to see how they can.
I mean, it was a very slim chance, but I just don't get it. But I guess we're already eliminated, so we'll go ahead and mark that on our
Go
thing.
get eliminated.
Now we're able to officially eliminate the Colts.
I'm still finding a possible way that they can make it. It's gonna be rough though.
I mean, NFL.com says we're already eliminated, so
Yeah, they're out. Even if they go 7-1, they have to get. The highest they can get is 8th, but they have to make sure Miami doesn't do shit.
right. But we're talking winning the AFC South. They could still technically
They
win
can't
the
do
AFC
that.
South. Why not?
Technically, maybe.
Because if let's say the Titans lose these next two games and tie with the Jags week 18, okay? And the Jags lose next week and the Colts win out.
I just did it, and nope.
How are they not
If the
in?
Titans go
Tiebreakers?
7-9-1, the Colts go 7-9-1. Yeah, tiebreakers. Basically, the Jaguars will be if the Jaguars and Titans tie in Week 18, the Jaguars will take on first place.
Okay, so
I'm doing it right here, right now.
yeah, okay. So now the Colts are officially
They're out.
eliminated. So
Bye-bye. I think it's time for Matt Ryan to retire. Mr. Choke
why
Master.
why not? This man, he's the NFL's choking hazard. He's blown the biggest lead in Super Bowl history, the biggest lead in regular season history. I think the biggest lead in NFC Championship history, and I think in divisional round history too, if I'm not mistaken.
Poor Matt Ryan. He just can't escape choking hazards. I would give him a celebratory cake, but he'd probably choke on that too.
He probably would. Matt Ryan probably
just make
would.
The frosting out of bleach. Everything will be fine. Just make it out of bleach. Everything will be fine.
Oh boy.
He won't feel
So
the pain.
Matt Ryan choked against the 49ers in 2012. Then he chokes in the Super Bowl in 2016. And then he chokes in the regular season several times throughout the course of his career. And now he has the biggest choking hazard in NFL history that he pissed away.
Yep.
Might want to call his boyfriend.
Matt Ryan, if you're watching this, I am so sorry for what you have to go through.
I'm not.
I might have to do CPR on you at some point.
Open wide. Here comes the airplane.
Open your mouth. I'm gonna breathe in you.
Whoa.
Though I do want to take a minute here during the stream. If you guys are enjoying what you're seeing, don't forget to smash like, hit subscribe, as we are 20 subs away from releasing a public Discord server where you can chill and kind of have this kind of stuff with us all the time.
Yes. Can't wait to meet all of you. So hit that subscribe button, just smash it, destroy it.
All right, I think they
Just
get it. I think they
Break
get
the
it.
computer.
I think they get it.
Pump. We know you want to smash things. We know you want to break things. It's gonna be okay after your first round
Wait.
exit.
Wait,
Be okay.
HD, I didn't realize that PDF was part of Bill's Mafia. He wants to smash tables?
Oh, that's what I do. He just smashes his computer.
Nice. Well, yeah, I just don't know what to make of these playoffs right now. I mean, who would have thought, like, 10 weeks ago, that the Lions and Jaguars would still be in the playoff picture? You know?
Me?
Who would have thought?
Me?
John Hanna says, thank you, and how about the Lamar Jackson to the Jets or Seahawks?
I mean, you know what? Lamar to the Jets would be deadly. Lamar to the Seahawks would be a great combination, but the Jets have invested a lot of capital in receivers. They have invested a lot in that defense. They have invested a lot in the run game. They need a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback right now. They have a backup as their starter.
They have Mike White.
Mike
Mike White, he's good for a game or two a year. That's about it.
He owns the Bengals. Hello?
Yeah, but he's good for like a game or two, maybe 3 a year. He's not good for a constant long-term starter option.
He hasn't been given a chance. He hasn't been given that chance ever. So we can't say that for real.
Lamar to the Commies and Lamar to the Saints.
I mean, you heard us talking about that earlier. I mean, like 15 minutes ago, I was talking about Lamar to the Commanders. I would be interested to see that unfold. You know, he would have a lot.
PDX bedroom.
I mean, the Saints. Well, the Saints do have a couple of weapons there. You don't really have a prolific quarterback. You don't have a strong quarterback there. So Lamar to the Saints could be interesting. The big thing is, how is the rest of the team going to play around him? You know? It's like this year, the Saints are just that one team that, like, everyone forgets about. But, I mean, there's a good bit of destinations that Lamar could go to and make an interesting decision. But if there's one thing we learned from this year, never trade a good quarterback to the Broncos. They'll suck. We saw that with Russell Wilson this year. Showing that Russell Wilson was a product. He's a system quarterback. He's not really a good quarterback. Russell Wilson's truly not a good quarterback. He was just a quarterback in the system of Pete Carroll.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, well, you saw what happened. He leaves and he sucks. Russ was a product of that system where Pete Carroll opens the run game, which allows the pass game to be opened up like crazy to allow Russ to cook. He can't cook on his own. So, I'll be interested to see what happens there. But just taking a look here, teams that I'm really interested to see what they do in the offseason. I'm really interested to see how the Rams handle the offseason. It'll be interesting to see what the Broncos do as well. Whether or not because they inked him to a long-term big contract. You can't just let Russ go. You know? They've invested too much into Russ. Maybe tank with him?
They want half of his contract back.
What?
The Denver asked for half of his contract back.
Yeah. Russ is probably not going to give it up. He knows he's playing bad.
I'm in it for the money.
Yeah. But then, I'm also interested to see how the Steelers handle the offseason. Because I feel like that team, they're in a really good spot. If you ask me, they're in a really good spot with their team. They're just young. Give them a couple of years. They're like the U.S. men's national team. Well, actually, no, because the men's national team always has sucked. But anyway, give that team some time, and I'll be interested to see how they fare. Because that team, I mean, they have a walking highlight reel in George Pickens, a solid number 2 with Deontay Johnson. The offensive line can play all right, maybe a few upgrades there. You have a strong front seven. You have you have a pretty good safety with Minkah Fitzpatrick. Maybe you could use a little bit of cornerback help. You have a strong running back too with Najee. And John's saying maybe trade Russ, but who would take Russ? A quarterback desperate team. Oh, Carolina. What? Yeah, Carolina would take him in a heartbeat. They just like go through quarterbacks like it's a turnstile. And I mean, I don't get it. Carolina has a lot of work to do ahead of them. They need to find a long-term head coach who can be solid. But I mean, I just don't know because the Panthers right now, they keep cycling through quarterbacks like that's the issue. The issue is you don't got anyone around the quarterbacks. Who do you got at receiver? Who do you got at running back? Who do you got on defense? Who do you got on offensive line? You know? That's the big problem with them. Is that we don't know as much about what they're doing and what they have around the quarterbacks. The Raiders will be another interesting one to see what they do in the offseason here. They have some pieces in place, but they don't have all the pieces in place. Derek Carr has been a pretty solid quarterback for him, so you don't want to get rid of Derek Carr. You have some all-right receivers, a strong front seven, led by Max Crosby. But you don't really got much else, you know? Who do you guys? Who are you guys interested to see what the offseason for?
Honestly, I would have to say, I'm gonna think.
PDF? Besides the Cowboys, who are you interested in seeing? Cowboys are not an answer.
Maybe the Dolphins.
Why so?
I don't know. I kind of like. If I had to choose my next favorite quarterback, I like the way Tua Tagovailoa plays.
Right, but
like
what does
his-
that mean about looking at the offseason?
Oh wait, this is about the offseason. My bad. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm saying, who are you looking forward to seeing how their offseason plays out?
For who?
For anyone, like, who are you looking forward to seeing how the offseason plays out, besides Dallas?
Oh gosh. I could honestly see Matt Ryan and Russell Wilson retiring.
So John is asking, what do you think about the Raiders coach? I don't know about what's his name, Josh McDaniel? Mike McDaniel's the Dolphins. I think it's Josh McDaniel. Yeah, it's Josh McDaniel. I mean, you got to give the guy some time, but I think that there comes a time where they really shouldn't have changed to Josh McDaniel. If you were gonna make a change, you should have changed to anyone but McDaniel. You could have kept, if you wanted to, you could have kept rolling with Rich Bisaccia. He was a damn good coach in that system to keep them around and to keep them fighting. Especially given all that team went through. So I would have kept Rich Bisaccia around for another year. Sign him to a 1-year coaching deal. See how he does, and if it's good, sign him to a long-term deal, you know? They completely bumbled that situation. So, it'll be interesting to see what they do in terms of if they make a coaching change this year. So, HD, who are you looking forward to see the offseason for?
Honestly, I want to see what Denver can do after losing their freaking draft pick and what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, how are they going to adapt to how big of a contract he has, and what are they going to do with, like, that defense is starting to fall slowly and surely with the defensive line. Their secondary is great. The defensive line is starting, like, slowly but surely just start to fall apart.
Yeah.
Like, the run game has been nailing them.
Yeah, so
you
PDF,
Yeah.
what team are you looking forward to see the offseason for, like, and what they do?
Probably I'm interested to see what the Jets do, in a sense.
I mean, that'll be interesting. Do they just try to roll with Mike White for a season?
Yes.
I
Do
think they
they-
may
do-
try Mike White, but they might also try to find another quarterback.
Do they try Taco Man himself, Mike White? I still can't believe that, man.
Yeah.
Like, hold on real quick. I'm going to go ahead and slap an image up here just to show you guys how much foldage this man went through.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Uh-huh. Right.
Yeah.
Welcome to Buffalo.
1 second here.
Welcome to Buffalo, Mike. You heard.
Look at how much foldage this man went through. This man looks like a taco. He looks like a taco.
That makes me hungry.
So hold on, we got Taco Man here. And then we got other Taco Man, other version of Taco Man right here. When this pulls in. When this wants to, import. See, I mean, look at that. Look at how much foldage this man suffered.
You want to look? I got.
This man folded like crazy.
Jason,
Yeah?
let me just send you a different angle of the foldage that we are speaking of. Allow me to find it.
What, the back angle?
There's one. Oh, there's. Oh, yeah, I got. There's one
Yeah.
angle. There's two.
Yeah,
angles.
I showed that second angle on stream.
Which one?
The second one you sent from behind.
Yeah, it's in the one. You see the one above it? Gotta zoom in on the face.
Oh my god, yo, yeah, okay, yeah, this is going on stream real quick as well. I mean, this man's looking forward. You can tell he is in pain, my dude. And Ed Oliver just pummeled the pain. Oh, is that his tongue sticking out?
Yep. He ate it.
He ate the taco. We got one more angle of that taco folding coming up. One more second. Look at this man's face.
Oh, you can see the rain, the water.
Look at that man's face. And everything coming off of the helmet. Man, that man took a hit. That was a brutal hit. But man, it'll be interesting to see if the Jets stick with Taco Man. Try to roll with him for a year. But I mean, the thing is, they're in a tough situation because you don't want to give up on your second overall pick and just say we wasted a second overall pick. But at the same time, you got to do what's right for the team, you know? That's the interesting situation that they're in. It looks like John's looking forward to seeing what the Packers do with Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. Do they try to move on from A-Rod? What do you guys say on that? What do you think they do?
Honestly, I don't know. I think Rodgers will stay for one more year.
Yeah, I mean,
One. That's it.
I think the Packers are realizing that the end is near for Rodgers. So I think they try to see if they could trade him, possibly. See if they can get some sort of capital out of him, you know?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
So, it looks like John Hanna is saying trade number 2 pick. So, have the Jets trade another quarterback to Carolina? We saw how that last time went out and how that happened. Well, I'm interested to see what happens there. But I mean, I just don't know what to expect this offseason. It's gonna be a really good one to watch. So, well, I think we've done most of what we want to do with this stream. If y'all want to have any other conversations, I'm down, but we might be getting close to wrapping this up here soon. Let's see here. John saying Packers got a great squad. Not really. I mean, they don't have much in terms of wide receivers. The defense is, I mean, all right. But I think they have a lot of holes. If anyone will take Zach Wilson, it would be the Panthers. In all reality, no one's gonna take Wilson apart from them. Maybe as a backup, but not as the main quarterback. So
Especially out his comment too. On like he didn't let the defense down or whatever.
No, I didn't.
well, a couple weeks ago against the Patriots, the reason why Zach Wilson was benched the first time. Oh, you put up 3 points today, Zach Wilson. Do you think you owe anything to the defense, like an apology or something? No.
No.
Like, that's ridiculous. But, yeah, I think at this point, we've pretty much rolled through everything. We're probably going to call it a stream. I'll see whether or not I'm able to get through a Horns Up video to get it produced for tomorrow. But, other than that, I guess we'll catch you guys at some point. Can't promise when, but at some point over the weekend for a stream or two. And I guess with that, we will see you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.